The investigation into the school shooting incident at Oxford High School, which occurred on November 30th, 2021, has revealed that James Crumbly purchased a Sig Sauer 9mm model SP 2022 from Acme Shooting Goods in Oxford, Michigan on November 26, 2021. A store employee confirms that Ethan Crumbly was present with James at the time of the purchase. Per statute, James Crumbly completed ATF Form 5309A. On or about November 26, 21, Ethan Crumbly's social media posts reveal photos of the semi-automatic handgun, along with the caption, "Just got my new beauty today," including an emoji with hearts. "Sig Sauer 9mm. Any questions I will answer," end quote. Subsequent to the purchase of that weapon, one of Jennifer Crumbly's social media posts on about 11/27/21 read, quote, "Mom and Sunday testing out his new Christmas present," end quote.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry freaking Christmas. Can you believe this? Okay, so that is the prosecutor for the county in which the school shooting in Michigan occurred, right? And her name is Karen McDonald, and she is probably the smartest person on the planet today, okay? Here is what happened this morning. Karen McDonald held a press conference to announce that she is charging the parents of Ethan Crumbly, the Crumbleys. She's charging the parents of the Crumbleys, which is a very rare occurrence when it comes to school shooters. And you know, a lot of the school shooters did get their guns from their parents, as we remember all the school shootings in our lifetimes, right? And nobody's ever charged the parents with negligence or involuntary manslaughter or aiding and abetting or an accessory to or anything, nothing. There's never been, that I can find, charges against parents unless the kid shot a brother or sister, or unless the kid committed suicide, or unless the kid killed somebody in that household, right? And then maybe there would be charges against the parents. However, and this case is very, very special and rare in that the prosecutor here has decided to move forward with charging the parents with involuntary manslaughter, which basically is a very profound and scary term. That means negligence. That means that you aided and abetted. That means that you did not, keep this gun from. In fact, turns out that the dad actually was a straw purchaser. According to that statement there, the dad was a straw purchaser for a 15-year-old son. That's why mom is saying, that's your Christmas gift, right? It's his gun now, which is illegal under federal law. But she is not a federal prosecutor. She's a county prosecutor. And so she's stuck in the wheelhouse in which she toils and works. So she brought, state charges, state crime, criminal charges against the parents. So just for anybody who's going to ask me, why isn't the father being charged with being a straw purchaser? The answer is because that's a federal crime. Okay. And the feds haven't weighed in. So there's a possibility that will happen too. However, the story about what happened with this purchased gun for a 15-year-old that daddy decided was a great thing to buy on Black Friday for Christmas for his 15-year-old son, who obviously had behavioral issues, problems, is just a stunning way to send a message to people who keep guns in their house, knowing that they have children or minors in the house who may want to play with the gun, or who may think that dad bought it for them and it's theirs, and may then take it, stick it in a backpack, and go to school and shoot up the place, right? But the story gets even worse, okay? Even worse. Here's the prosecutor saying why, remember we heard from the sheriff. The sheriff said, Sheriff Michael Bouchard, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. He said that the parents were called to school, but he didn't want to say why the parents were called to school the day before the shooting, and also that the parents were called to school the day of the shooting. But we didn't know why, remember?
I know you say these two different teachers reported the shooter's disturbing behavior, but what specifically raised their concerns?
Well, I can't articulate the exact nature of it because it's now part of our evidentiary process and we don't want to prejudice the process or trial, but I can tell you that two different teachers, one in the morning the day before, saw behavior they thought was troubling. School officials brought them down to the office and had a conversation the day of the shooting. And by the way, they left a message for the parents as well, both electronically and voicemail on that evening. The next day, a different teacher in a different classroom saw behavior that they found troubling and brought the individual down to the office, and ultimately school officials talked with he and his parents the day of the shooting, but at no time were we looped into any of that.
All right. So that was all we knew. Well, today we know the rest. This is an unbelievable story. Strap in for this one.
On November 21st, 21, a teacher at the Oxford High School observed Ethan Crumbly searching ammunition on his cell phone during class and reported the same to school officials. Jennifer Crumbly was contacted via voicemail by school personnel regarding that son's inappropriate internet search. School personnel indicate they followed that voicemail up with an email but received no response from either parent. Thereafter, Jennifer Crumbly exchanged text messages about the incident with her son on that day, stating, quote, LOL, I'm not mad at you. You have to learn not to get caught, end quote.
Oh my God. So mom knew that he was searching ammo on his phone. Mom knew because the school, the day before the shooting, had called the house, left a message. And they must have, told the mom what exactly he was doing in class, a message which she chose to ignore. And then subsequently, they sent an email to both parents telling them that the kid was searching for ammo on his phone in class the day before the shooting, and they chose to ignore both the voicemail and the emails asking them to please come to school to discuss a behavioral issue with Ethan, knowing that they had just purchased for him a gun, a Sig Sauer semi-automatic handgun, knowing that that's what they had just bought him, and that is why he was searching for ammo. They chose to ignore it, and then they text him. Mom does. LOL, you have to learn not to get caught. The day of the shooting.
On November 30th, 21, the morning of the shooting, the next day, Ethan Crumbly's teacher came upon a note on Ethan's desk, which alarmed her to the point that she took a picture of it on her cell phone. The note contained the following: a drawing of a semi-automatic handgun pointing at the words, quote, the thoughts won't stop, help me, end quote. In another section of the note was a drawing of a bullet with the following words above that bullet, quote, blood everywhere, end quote. Between the drawing of the gun and the bullet is a drawing of a person who appears to have been shot twice and bleeding. Below that figure is a drawing of a laughing emoji. Further down the drawing are the words, quote, my life is useless, end quote. And to the right of that are the words, quote, the world is dead.
A teacher took a photograph of that note that he was drawing at his desk. This is the day after the parents were emailed and the parents were called because he's searching for ammo. And now he's on the day of the shooting drawing these dark, dank pictures of him shooting people and saying, the voices won't stop. I can't stop thinking about this. Please help me. The world is dead. And they call the parents to come to school, to come in now that they have him in the office, to please come in. And they do. They show up.